Hello, everyone. It's time for the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show. The show that covers everything from sports to politics to news to entertainment and everything in between. And now, your hosts, Troy Geary, Will Stein, and Dave Stevens.
Well, hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? I am Dave Stevens, and it is great to be with you today on draft day. So much excitement in the air that I broke out my college football jersey from Augsburg in Minnesota. So if anybody out there is looking for a really great late round pick, a 57-year-old old fart with no legs, give me a call. I'll be ready. But we are excited to talk today. It is draft weekend. So it starts tonight, runs for a couple of days. And again, so much excitement in the air. And guess what? We are everywhere for you. So let me bring in Troy Geary, who it's nice to have you in the field instead of me. So I can sit at home and watch all these things and see all the guys making their choices. And so, Troy, welcome from Kansas City. How are you, brother?
Golf this morning, had some good Kansas City barbecue, so I'm ready for tonight.
And if people aren't watching you on Facebook or watching Geary Stein and Stevens, you've kind of been documenting. And it all started with those amazing shoes. Do you still have those shoes on, or have you switched
Oh
to
yeah,
gloves?
they're still on. I'm still
Let's
wearing them.
throw that foot up there. Let's see your foot. Can you get it
All
up there?
right, we gotta show you the Mahomes
Yep.
shoe. Let me see here.
All right. Really classy. That's so cool. Troy really contributes to a lot of these guys' extracurricular activities because you are constantly getting things on auction from charities and doing so much. And so, what did those set you back?
They're initially $200, but now I think they're down to 160. So
And we
still,
know, I mean, you didn't ask, our buddy who happens to be Mahomes' agent to see if Lee Steinberg might
no,
give
I
him.
mean I'm sure if I would have asked him, he would have probably threw me a pair. So Dave, I think you should get on that.
All right. Well, I don't wear shoes, so it doesn't matter much in my life. But okay, Troy, we got breaking news. So go break that news.
Lamar Jackson has just agreed to a new contract extension with the Raiders. The Ravens. Yeah, there was been a lot of talk this year that he was holding out, wanted out of Baltimore, but maybe he had a change of heart with the draft coming up and didn't get dealt. So with Odell Beckham there, I think maybe he thought it would be a good spot. So I really didn't think he was going to get traded. If it didn't happen before today, I didn't think it was going to happen. So he's back in Baltimore, contract extension. So Baltimore Raven fans should be happy.
Yeah, that's at least it's over with. And we wrapped up also earlier in the week. Our buddy from Green Bay finally moved on to New York. So Aaron Rodgers, which of course impacts the draft because of all the flip flops, but some good details in that, and I think it's a win-win situation. I think one of the clauses is they get a first rounder if he plays 65%. I think he intends to do that. So it's got to be bittersweet to see him leave the Midwest, but going to go to a good team. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I mean, watching games on Sunday, I'm glad I don't have to see him twice a year playing the Vikings. He usually tears them up, so he can go to the AFC and beat up the Dolphins and the Ravens and all those other teams out there.
And hopefully history won't repeat himself because Favre was one and done as a Jet and then became a Minnesota Viking. And I don't know if Aaron Rodgers would be as embraced in Minnesota, given how much he's pissed off those guys over the years. But anyway, that's enough of fixing all the current stuff, which again is great for Baltimore and the Jets. And I'm actually kind of excited for the Jets this year. I'd like to see them do well as long as it ends in the playoffs with the Vikings winning the Super Bowl or the Cardinals. It doesn't matter. I have two states that I can support. So Troy, tell us what's going on tonight. You're obviously in the media center right now, where there's not a lot of chaos going on, but they're going to open things up and let the fans in pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I just like I said, I just got here, set up my media area. I will be going to the red carpet, which 17 players are here tonight. So they'll come down through a wet red carpet. I'll have a chance to talk to them then. And then after each player is selected, after they take their photo with Commissioner Roger Goodell with their jersey, they'll come in the press conference room where I'll have an opportunity to ask them questions.
And it's amazing to see how this draft has evolved. I'm so proud actually was an integral part of how the draft developed because it was my job and to find out and create ways to have all of the players possibly drafted be live. That a lot of them didn't go to New York in those days, and back in those days at ESPN, I ended up having to send a satellite truck and a camera crew and all kinds of ways to uplink at people's houses or grandmas or family gatherings and things like that. And I miss those days, Troy. I really do miss those days because it was amazing to be a part of that and sit in the control room with a legend like Jay Rothman. And I remember when I actually broke the story of the Eli Manning trade when he was traded. I think it was from San Diego to the Giants. That was awesome. And I actually overheard the agents talking in each other's ears on the trade. And I'm like, Jay, I know you don't know me, but there's a huge trade that has just happened and nobody knows about it. Well, he believed in me enough to go with it, gets it in Chris Berman's ear, and we broke that news. So I miss those days. In fact, I think we were on a boat one time with one of the linemen that from I think he was from Wisconsin, and he didn't want to. Was it Thomas? Was it Joe Thomas? I think
Joe
is that
Thomas, yeah, he's here tonight.
yeah, he didn't want to be on at the draft, and he was on his boat. So there we were, Bill Roach and our camera crew broadcasting live from a boat. So it's amazing to see what it's become. It's an event now where they move around at each. They gave each city an opportunity now to be a part of it, and I just wonder what Kansas City is doing, even though they were in the Super Bowl. Does it feel like they're losers hosting a draft there?
No, I mean the Kansas City have really done a great job of putting on this event. Since I've been here, I've been nothing but great hospitality. They expect over 300,000 people here in the next 3 days. Fans from all over the world, every state, every team. So I mean, it's going to be chaotic. But a great time.
Yeah, I'm really excited. But I did have an idea for the draft. I just don't know if it would go over well. But you know how everybody's always vying for that last pick, by not winning or not doing well. Well, what if they were to rotate the draft and give the draft to the host city with the worst record? Now, if you get it 2 years in a row, you can't host it and it goes to a second one. But wouldn't that be kind of nice for these teams that are just also rans and never get to experience the hoopla to have something to look forward to build on that. I know because of the money they want the major markets, but wouldn't that be kind of a cool little thing to do as far as you've got enough time to prep for it. You find a convention center, you know the teams that are at the end of the season as they start to get worse, so you just kind of plan and you give a city something.
Yeah, I mean that would be great. I'm sure I know they have an application process where every team is eligible to host a draft, and then based on hotels and all kinds of other stuff, they have to have, of course, the capabilities to put on a big event. And some of these towns, or cities, maybe they don't have the resources to do that. So that plays a part in it.
And
So
it does, and it costs money to be there. I mean,
yeah,
it costs a lot to put on these events, and so you got to get a lot of sponsors. And speaking of sponsors, we'll be back in just a minute after we pay some bills, and we'll talk to our camera crew. So don't go away. You're watching Geary Stein and Stevens Troy Geary live from Kansas City. We'll be back in just a second.
all right, we're gonna see here.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens for the Geary Stein and Stevens Show at the Miami Marlins ballpark. And you know what? We get great stars, celebrities, and entertainers on our show, but there's all kinds of great programming and content on Your Home TV. Your Home TV is a free on-demand streaming service reaching global audiences. They feature family-friendly programs with a vast selection of topics and interests. Their platform ideally matches content producers, leading viewers, smart device precision, and immersive HD experiences, plus ease of transaction solutions for everyone. Plus, they've got great shows and content like A Moment of Zen, Financial Freedom, the Retirement Halftime Show, and Make It Happen. And they have all kinds of travel shows, food shows, great programming, and great content. So, for more information, go to yourhometv.com. Check out the Geary Stein and Stevens Show and all of the other great shows. yourhometv.com. Tell them Dave sent you.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens here for the Geary Stein and Stevens Show from Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Rays. And you know what? Not everybody can be a Major League Baseball player, but you can look like $1 million. What's the best way to do that? Well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. Don't believe me? That's right, you can look professional, feel good, and not spend a lot of money by wearing Fresh Clean Threads. They have amazing shirts. They've got Henleys and polos, long sleeves, and even bomber jackets. And if you like them, you can save some money by typing in the show code GSS Show from the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show to save 20% off. So if you can't be a major leaguer and you want to dress like one, well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. That's freshcleanthreads.com. Tell them Dave sent you. Use that code GSS Show.
Well. That guy looks pretty good out there in the field. But we are not all alone on our trip today. In fact, we have added someone to the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show joining us now. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what are you doing with us, my friend?
Hi, yes, I'm Robert Cobb. I'm the founder, publisher, and CEO of INSC Magazine, the Inscriber Digital Magazine. I'm happy to be here on behalf of the Geary Stein and Stevens Show, helping out with the photography here. As well as Troy and Will. We go back as friends and partners, and I flew in from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland Heights, the hometown of Jason and Travis Kelce. I have photographed and covered. Well, I did do NFL 2021 in Cleveland unofficially, but I've done Pro Football Hall of Fame. I've shot for the Pitt Panthers, UCF football, the Heisman, most recently the Cotton Bowl, and my magazine. We're a digital lifestyle publication that's been online for about 11 years now, and thrilled to be here in Kansas City for the first time. And produce some content and shoot some great photos.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and I know it's a big challenge, and Troy getting involved with a lot of these amazing projects. It's nice that I can feel at ease that I can hand it off to you guys. I know you guys are going to do a great job. So, who are you pulling for? Who's your team, and who are you looking for tonight in the draft?
Well, I am from Cleveland, so I am a Browns fan. Yes, I know. But Browns don't have a pick to the third round because of the Deshaun Watson deal. But tonight, I'm pulling to see where my boy Bryce Young ends up, because I got a chance to interview him and talk to him at the Heisman 2 years ago. And also CJ Stroud, because I am an Ohio State fan, and they're right down the street from me in Columbus. I had a chance to talk to both of them in New York 2 years ago. It's just amazing to see how much they've grown, since I've seen them 2 years ago. Like, they look like completely different people now. And I think Bryce will probably go number 1 to Carolina. Stroud, he could go in there from 2 to 6. And I mentioned this to Troy and everybody else, but I was down in Lexington for the game Kentucky versus Vanderbilt. So I got to see Will Levis in person. And I got to say, I really didn't come away from Lexington all that impressed with him. I heard so much hype about him, about this and that. And I saw him. And honestly, Dave, I was just like, this guy does not look like the top overall pick in the draft. And I don't understand why people are talking so much about him. Like, he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford at Penn State, and all of a sudden, magically, he goes to an SEC school, and he magically transforms to number 1 in one. No, that doesn't sound right.
Hey, is Troy still next to you?
He's right here.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, since everyone always says we're so biased, this kid, John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota Gophers, what are they liking about him, and what's the prognostication of where he might end up?
Yeah, he's the top overall center. Usually center is not really a big position. I mean, they snap the ball, but he's right now he's a fringe first round pick, maybe a second round. So I would say towards the end of the first round, he would be a good, if somebody needs a center, I see somebody trading up in the first round and get him. Like I said, great guy, great player, and hopefully he get his name called tonight, because that's a guaranteed 5-year contract.
Let's scooch in and get you on camera as we wrap up, Troy. You can adjust us a little bit, and we thank everybody for joining us. That's all right. Thanks, Rob, for introducing yourself, and again, we look forward to you all weekend. Thanks again.
No problem.
All right, I'm back with you, Dave. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
So
we want to talk about the top picks again, because I mean, is it solid? Is it set? People have tweeted, or is everything pretty much to bed for the first 3?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the top 5 picks, I mean, you can go either way with them. I know there's going to be at least 2 quarterbacks, possibly 3. You got Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, all probably first-round picks. So teams that really want a quarterback, if their guy is there, I can see some trades. I would say I'm going to say at least 4 trades tonight. So Um, there'd be a lot of will in the deal, and some of these teams have multiple first round picks. I can see them moving up, down. Teams that have not a lot of picks, I see them trading down to get more. So, like I said, this is one of the most exciting nights. Uh, all these guys are going to be, get a team for their first time, and fans are going to have new fan favorites to cheer for them, and jerseys, and all that fun stuff. So, like I said, it's one of the best nights in football besides the Super Bowl and the
Yeah,
playoffs.
and it'll be fun to watch all the guys and Mel and all these people backtrack on some surprises and shockers. And the only part is that we don't want to see is like Brady Quinn sitting there and not getting picked in that first round like a few years back. We had to wait till the day, and these guys now, you've got the list of the 17 that
Yeah,
are going
you
to
can
be
even
there.
bet on that now. The last guy in the draft room. So, I mean, like I said, you could bet on anything. So that's one of the who's going to get the last to be the last one in the green room. Who's going to look like their dog just died. So um, all these guys are winners. They of course they expect to be drafted high, but even if they're in the first round, I mean, they're in the NFL. They're instant millionaires and instant fan favorite to some team. Um, so it's always great to watch the fans here also, booing picks. They boo the commissioner. So tune in that right at top of the hour at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Everybody likes to boo Roger Goodell when he gets on stage. So,
But they
uh,
all hug him now. They didn't used to do that, so now
yeah,
they
big
hug
hug
him.
with the jersey. So, I mean, yeah, that's the fun part. So, like
And
I
it
said,
really is. I mean, given an off season with so much controversy and tumultual and everything, it's nice to see that the quarterbacks have been signed. We can worry about the draft. Other than certain stories that leak out about a quarterback that didn't test well on Wonderlink or whatever. Bottom line is these guys, most of these guys that are there today, are going to be in the starting lineup next season.
yeah, I mean, like I said, these guys are been waiting for this moment probably since they were young kids, dreaming about this day. So it's exciting to see those dreams become a reality.
All right, and something that you're looking forward to that you have not seen or been a part of?
Well, I mean, this first red carpet draft edition I did, me and you did the red carpet at the Super Bowl for the NFL honors, and that was amazing. So I can imagine this is going to be fun. And I got that in about an hour. So yeah, I get to talk to them before they're drafted and then after as well.
Maybe we'll try to do this again tomorrow. Again, we don't have the rights and exclusivity, and that's why you're not seeing pictures and videos because I know they're paying attention sometimes, especially
Yeah,
today. But
once the draft stuff, I have to wait till after to post anything because of the exclusive rights of the National Football League.
yeah, and we had enough fun with them at the Super Bowl, so we won't get into those stories. But
Yeah, we
no,
don't
it's
I
been
don't
great,
we don't want
Troy.
to be on the bad side of that.
Has there been a Will sighting anywhere?
Will's around somewhere. Yeah, I saw him earlier. I think he's taking selfies with Jerry Rice and Chris Carter. He's Mr. Selfie, so
Yeah.
hanging out with the fans outside, doing that aspect. But
Well, have
um,
fun tonight, and I look forward to your content. Make sure you check us out on Geary Stein and Stevens on all social media platforms. He'll be doing it there. I'm sure he'll be doing Facebook Live and all those kind of things. He's got a camera person, so and then hopefully he'll be editing up, and we'll put up all that
yeah,
content
we'll have
together.
a big show with all the interviews I collect tonight and next couple of days. So
All right.
enjoy the
So
draft tonight. Hopefully your team gets player they wanted and the team's happy. So
they got a
Dave
quarterback.
will be watching.
Are they watching? Are the Cardinals watching? If I
Yeah, they
don't
got
know,
the third pick, so you don't have to stay up too late on the East Coast for that one.
imagine if they grabbed a quarterback. Too much controversy there. All right, Troy. For Troy, myself, I am Dave Stevens. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the draft. Enjoy the NBA playoffs or hockey or whatever. It's a great time of year with everything going on, especially the NFL draft. So we'll see you guys again. Thank you for all your
We'll talk
support.
to you
Gary
later.
Steiner Stevens. We'll see you later. Good night.